On a cold, misty morning in October of 1954, a young woman named Ilara awoke to find a large, pale stag standing in her bedroom. The cabin was small, nestled deep within the Scottish Highlands, and the window had been left ajar. The stag stood perfectly still, its antlers like bare branches against the pre-dawn light. It did not seem wild or frightened, but rather observant, its dark eyes meeting hers with an ancient, knowing gaze. Ilara felt no fear, only a profound sense of stillness and awe. The stag remained for several long moments, a silent sentinel in her private space, before turning and vanishing back into the swirling mist. What that stag communicated in those few silent minutes has echoed through human history, from the whispers of ancient shamans to the quiet observations of modern naturalists. For centuries, people have documented encounters with deer that seem to transcend ordinary animal behavior, encounters that speak to a hidden language of instinct and awareness. The deer you saw at dusk, the doe on your property, or even the fleeting glimpse at the edge of the woods may be carrying a message far older than recorded time. These moments are not mere accidents of nature, but invitations to understand a deeper connection. Across the globe, and for hundreds of years, similar occurrences have been recorded, each a testament to the deer's unique place in the tapestry of life. The Lakota people of North America held the deer as sacred messengers, believing they carried wisdom from the Great Spirit. They saw the deer's movements, their presence in dreams, and their appearance at significant life moments as profound omens. A white stag, in particular, was considered a sign of spiritual awakening or divine intervention, a creature that bridged the earthly and the ethereal. In the ancient Celtic lands, the white stag was a symbol of purity, grace, and spiritual power, often associated with deities like Cernunnos, the horned god of the wild. Legends spoke of heroes who followed a white stag on quests that led them to realms beyond mortal understanding. These hunts were not about conquest, but about spiritual revelation and the unveiling of hidden truths. The appearance of such a stag was a call to a higher purpose, a summons to listen to the whispers of the untamed world. Even in the bustling cities of Japan, the sacred deer of Nara have been revered for over 1,000 years. These deer, considered messengers of the gods, roam freely through temple grounds and public spaces. Shinto priests and devotees have long believed that the deer embody the divine, and their gentle interactions with humans are seen as blessings. Pilgrims often seek encounters with these deer, viewing their presence as a tangible link to the spiritual realm, a reminder of the sacredness that permeates even everyday existence. This pattern of reverence and perceived message carrying is not confined to ancient lore. In the Appalachian Mountains, recorded in the folklore collected during the Great Depression, tales persist of deer that appeared to people during times of great hardship or spiritual need. A hunter might find himself disarmed, not by a predator, but by the soulful gaze of a buck he intended to pursue, a moment of connection that halted all intent. These were not seen as mere animals, but as intermediaries, carrying a quiet lesson in restraint or a subtle shift in perspective. Consider the account of a trapper in the early 1900s, deep in the Canadian wilderness. He had been lost for days, his supplies dwindling, his hope fading. As night fell, a large bull moose, often mistaken for a deer in these broader tales of woodland wisdom, appeared silently at his camp. It stood for an hour, not eating, not moving, simply present in the dim firelight. When it finally turned and melted back into the trees, the trapper felt an inexplicable calm settle over him. The next morning, he found a clear game trail he had overlooked, leading him back to civilization. There are documented instances of deer appearing repeatedly to individuals experiencing profound grief or loss. One woman in rural Oregon reported that after the passing of her husband, a small doe began visiting her garden daily for 6 years. The doe would stand at the edge of the flower beds, looking directly at the house, a silent, consistent presence. It was not until the woman began to find peace in her solitude that the doe's visits became less frequent, as if its task of silent comfort was complete. In the 1930s, a study of indigenous communities in the Pacific Northwest noted the deep respect for deer and their perceived role as spiritual guides. Elders would speak of how deer, especially during hunting seasons, would appear in ways that seemed to deliberately guide or misdirect. A herd might suddenly divert a hunter from a dangerous path, or conversely, lead a lost individual back towards a settlement. These were not acts of human-like intelligence, but rather responses from a creature deeply attuned to the subtle energies of the forest and its inhabitants. The scientific community is only now beginning to explore the cognitive abilities and sensory perceptions of deer in ways that might offer a glimpse into these profound encounters. Studies in wildlife ethology reveal that deer possess a remarkable capacity for recognizing individuals and remembering locations over extended periods. Their auditory and olfactory senses are vastly superior to ours, allowing them to perceive changes in their environment long before humans do. A subtle shift in the wind, a distant sound, or even a change in the Earth's vibrations can trigger reactions that we might interpret as mysterious. Research into cervid behavior suggests that deer are highly sensitive to emotional states in their environment, including those of humans. While they do not process emotions as we do, their instinctual awareness can pick up on distress, calm, or even intent. When a deer approaches you in a way that feels unusual, it could be an instinctive response to your own emotional resonance, a feedback loop between your inner world and the wild. They are not judging or understanding in a human sense, but rather reacting to a palpable energy. What the deer carry is not a spoken word, but a presence, a feeling, an instinctual resonance. It is the wild's awareness of our own untamed spirit, a recognition of a shared primal essence. They are living embodiments of the natural world's deep, intricate wisdom, a wisdom that often bypasses the rational mind and speaks directly to the soul. Their movements can be seen as an ancient form of communication, a subtle dialogue with those who are willing to listen and observe. The next time you see a deer at dusk, at the edge of your woods, in your headlights, or on a road you didn't expect, pause. Don't reach for your phone. Look. Just look. And know that for hundreds of years, in every corner of this earth, your ancestors did the same thing. They knew what they were witnessing. Now, you do too. Subscribe to learn more about the sacred animals that walk among us.